Hello and welcome to my channel, or welcome back. Today we have yet another video. It's a Shoji, I believe I'm pronouncing that right. I don't know if I am. Cool, if not, I'm really sorry. Is that a rat on the screen? Why? Nah, I think it's a stick. Anyways, sorry, I get distracted. I'm recording outside today because I basically kind of got kicked out of my room. It's cool though, we're good. Let's just go ahead and get into this. I yawned loudly, nuzzling into my boyfriend Shoji. He pulled me closer with all of his arms wrapped around me as we both watched our favorite movie. I was sitting in his lap, my hands against his that were on my stomach. I sighed and leaned back into him, feeling him press a kiss into my head. Shoji, I whined. I want to do something fun, I complained like a child. This was our 5th time watching the same movie. Shoji kissed my head again. He paused the movie and turned me to face him. I have an idea. He lifted me up onto the counter, right next to the refrigerator with little effort put into it. He smiled at me. Let's make cookies. I smiled back, wiggling and bouncing up and down, almost falling off of the countertop. Yay! Yummy! I'm so excited! I squealed and hopped off the counter. I glanced at the clock on the oven for a moment, which read 1:19 a.m. Despite it being both very early and very late, we weren't tired at all. Shoji chuckled as I preheated the oven to 350. He brought over some milk, flour, eggs, sugar, vanilla, butter, and a bag of white chocolate chips with all of his arms. I felt a bit useless, and I put the mixing bowl up next to the cooking sheet before grabbing 2 mixing spoons from out of the silverware drawer. What's the plan, babe? He asked, looking down at me as I hummed softly, sticking half a stick of butter in our microwave. First, put in 4 cups of flour. I remembered well how to make cookies. It was pretty easy for me since I took culinary classes after school. My recipe was always the best. Then pour in 2 cups of milk. He was measuring by eye and instinct rather than using a measuring cup. Crack 2 eggs into it, a third a cup of sugar, a pinch of salt, and a tablespoon of vanilla extract. Now mix it up. Shoji grabbed the beater and quickly powered through it, mixing quickly and preventing any air bubbles from getting inside of the cookies. I grabbed the half a stick of butter from the microwave and poured the liquidized butter into the bowl whilst he continued to mix. After a while of mixing, the batter was done, so we poured the white chocolate chips into the mix with our hands. This gave me time to realize how small my hands were, actually comparing his to mine. We both grabbed handfuls and rolled them into balls and placed them on a baking sheet. Since the oven was already preheated, after we spread the little balls of cookie dough onto the pan, we slid it into the oven and closed the door. Shoji sighed and looked down at me, smiling widely before picking me up in his arms. He brought me into the living room and swung me around, pressing kisses on my neck. I laughed and held onto his, arching my back to where my stomach would press against his chest. I kissed his cheek and he blushed softly. What should we do while we wait? He asked, sitting me on his lap on the couch again. I nuzzled into him, wrapping my legs tight around his waist. Cuddles! Let's cuddle. I squealed. He chuckled and kissed my shoulder softly. I ran my fingers through his hair, kissing the top of his head lovingly. He turned on the TV to Too Cute, and we cuddled and kissed while we watched the adorable puppies and kittens grow. After the cookies were done, we let them cool down, and Shoji and I danced around waving our hands in the air. I continued to yell, "Cookies, cookies, cookies, cookies," while Shoji swung me in the air, making me go in circles and squeal like a child. He only laughed at me being childish. He himself was rarely ever that. But right now he was different. He was singing the cookie melody along with me. I grabbed his hands in my own and leaned up to kiss him, which he kissed back swiftly. The cookies had cooled down by now, so we placed them in the plate for us to eat. We sat down on the couch, and the cookies were sitting on both of our laps while we watched the cute puppies and kittens play. He would often stop to kiss me or tell me something adorable like, "That puppy is almost as cute as you," and, "Look, he squeals like you too." I laughed at his remarks and leaned into him, sighing. "I love you, Mezo," I said softly, and he smiled down at me again. "I love you too, my angel." Okay, question for, anybody who decides to make the cookies, with the cookie recipe that was in here. If you all ever do that, please let me know how they are in the comments, and if you say they are good, I will make them myself. I promise you that. Either way, I hope you enjoyed, so goodbye! Oh, also, this was a request from somebody. Goodbye again.